Do you feel the need for speed? Does adrenaline rush through your veins as soon as you hear these sounds? If yes, then you, my buddy, have definitely tuned into the right channel and are watching exactly the right video. Welcome, speed lovers, to our channel, Racing Trend. If you're a car racing fan, you must be familiar with Nikita Mazepin and the fact that he's due to race in the Haas F1 team in the 2021 Formula One World Championship. The 21-year-old Russian car racing driver has a special talent for making headlines very consistently. However, it is seldom related to his racing career accomplishments and more often about doing or saying something controversial or grossly immature. So, what comes to your mind when I say the word controversial? Is it sexism? Perhaps homophobia? Bad sportsman spirit? Or were you thinking racism? Not to worry, Nikita Mazepin checks everything off the list. Before I explain that, you might be interested to know about his father, Dmitry Mazepin. Dmitry is a businessman in Russia whose net worth is about $1.8 billion. Dmitry himself has been a part of multiple controversies in his life. He has been accused of conflict of interest managing the Russian government property fund. In the 2000s, a company's CEO divested its assets without permission, and some of these assets magically found themselves in Dmitry's possession. Dmitry has also been accused of making personal threats against the CEO of a company called Twaz. I could go on about his father's controversies, but that's not what this video is about. Now that you have an idea about why some people may refer to him as a spoiled brat, I will go ahead and describe the scandals Nikita keeps becoming a part of. His critics are often critiqued for being too harsh on him since he is still pretty young, but I will leave that job to you to judge for yourself after you've learned about Nikita's accomplishments, controversies. Groping incident. In the second week of December 2020, Nikita posted a video on his Instagram story in which he was traveling in a car. A few seconds into the video, the person recording the movie, which is, Nikita himself, turns the camera to the back of the car where a woman is seated. As soon as he turns his camera to the woman and moves his hand in her direction, she immediately covers her chest with her own hand as if she knew what was coming. This is followed by Nikita placing his hands on the woman's cleavage and groping her. The woman reacts by trying to remove Nikita's hand from her breast, but to no avail, and then she shows Nikita the middle finger. The video ends while Nikita still has his hands there, and the video is captioned, "She is the best." Nikita's fans argue that the woman in the car had a smile on her face the entire time and that it did not look as invasive as it is being made out to be. The video was deleted minutes later, but it was too late since it had already been recorded and shared. Nikita was met with backlash, to which he responded quite carefully by apologizing for his actions and saying that people like him must be held to higher standards. The woman tagged in the video then released a statement on her Instagram saying that she and Nikita were in fact friends and that the whole incident was a joke. However, people were quick to point out that the two friends hadn't even followed each other on Instagram. Another half hour after this, both of them proceeded to follow each other on Instagram. This led to critics claiming that the woman may have been bribed or pressured into releasing her statement. The F1 team condemned Nikita's behavior on his social media and said that the matter would be dealt with internally. This did not sit well with the public, who compared the internal investigation to getting away with murder. But that's not all. Nikita later deleted his apology, which enraged the critics even further. Why apologize at all if you're going to go back on your word or pretend that it never happened? Assaulting his rival. In 2016, Nikita was banned from the first race of the Hungaroring Formula 3 European Championship. He was found guilty of unsporting behavior, which basically meant physical altercation in the paddock after free practice too. The incident is described by eyewitnesses who were present. According to them, Nikita got out of his car and approached Callum Lott, a British race car driver. Apparently, Nikita wasn't happy with the Briton getting in his way of a run on new tires. There was a heated exchange of words, and this was followed by Nikita hitting Callum Ilott twice. Ilott seemed to be visibly shaken by the whole incident and had cuts on his cheek and neck and swelling on his jaw. The penalty was announced 9 hours later, and Ilott was dissatisfied and disappointed with the leniency of the punishment. Again, it was argued that hitting his rival once could have been due to heightened emotions. The two were separated after the first hit. This was followed by Nikita hitting him again. So that part seemed specifically unfair, considering Ilott was left with a black eye and a swollen jaw. So it's safe to say that the one-match penalty announced for Nikita was quite controversial. Racism and homophobia. It won't be wrong to say that Nikita has not yet developed enough human decency to figure out what racism is, or worse, he has recognized it but he doesn't consider it a bad thing. So Nikita was once approached by one of his fans. The fan had complained that Nikita's followers were pretty racist. He replied by saying, "This is a real world." In another incident, Nikita landed himself in hot water again for endorsing a racist comment by his follower. A fan had made a racist comment about a Japanese driver, Yuki Tsunoda, saying that the driver belonged to a kabuki theater rather than the racetrack. If Nikita did not consider such a comment below the belt, laughing at it probably wouldn't have mattered in his own personal space. But he publicly replied to the comment with multiple laughing emojis. It is one thing to have racist fans and not being vocal against them, but publicly endorsing racism? That's a whole new level. During a social media live chat, Nikita Mazepin probably thought it was a good idea to make another controversial comment. This time, however, it was homophobic traits that he decided to portray. Nikita commented, "I have a secret about you, mate, that people might call a coming out." Needless to say, it definitely made the live chat pretty awkward. Demanding nude photos for tickets. On December 1st, when Nikita's contract was announced, a direct message exchange between Nikita and a female fan of his was revealed. This was before he got into hot water for the groping incident. Nikita asks for a nude picture in the screenshots posted, passing a remark that could be considered harassment. The picture showed Nikita saying, "Come on, can't see anything," and "I presume the ass is nice but covered," with laughing emojis. When the fan declined his request to exchange a nude photo for a ticket, he called her a fangirl playing hard to get. This, of course, did not sit well with the fan. She understandably was amongst the people who were most vocal against the groping incident that occurred later. Irresponsible driving. If we decide to sweep everything non-race related under the bed, Nikita would still be left with another controversy. In Sochi Formula 2 race in 2019, there was a crash. The FIA passed a judgment stating that Nikita Mazepin was wholly at fault for the crash. He had run off the tracks at the second turn of the opening lap, resulting in him and a fellow driver getting hospitalized. This resulted in a 15-place grid penalty and 4 penalty points on his license. There was another clash with Tsunoda at Spa, after which he was hit with 2 5-second penalties, which cost him a podium, taking him to 11 points on his license. Another one would result in an automatic ban. Nikita had run Tsunoda off the track and right into the pit lane exit. He also hindered Felipe Drugovich on the pit straight. This resulted in Drugovich getting promoted to his 3rd place finish, while Nikita was dropped to 9th place. So that's all for today, folks. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, press the like button, as it really appreciates us to keep making amazing videos for you guys. If you have any feedback or questions regarding this video, please comment down below. If you are new to this channel, how about you press the subscribe button over there? Also, press the bell icon so that you can get updates from the channel regularly. Till then, take care and see you.